Yes. Welcome back to another edition of the Pop Off. It is another Friday. It is glorious out here up in the north. So if you are in Toronto, Canada right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're anywhere else in the country, I hope that you're having great weather too. But it is not just me. It is my boys from south of the border. My only boys, my bestest boys from south of the border, especially when we're talking sports. Let's start. Go around the horn. Gene FitzMagic, how are you, my guy?
What's up, my man? It's good to be back. Good to have you back today too. You weren't here last week as well. We both had the week off. We had some stuff. Yeah, man. Talking. I can't wait to talk some more NFL, man. I'm excited, and we got the NBA schedule too. So we'll talk a little bit about that, I think.
Got a lot of stuff going on. Caleeb rocking the San Francisco Mighty Giants hat. What's up, dude?
What's going on, brother?
You good? Everything all right?
Yeah, I can't complain. It's gloomy out here in LA today. It should probably the sun will be out a little bit later, but it's gloomy.
Yeah, we had some of that up here because we had some wildfires that are going on in like provinces over, and it is just like coming across in a couple cities up north of us, and it's coming down. So it's been smoggy the last couple of days, but it's cleared up now. It's cleared up. Speaking of clearing up, look, this guy's got his hair back or something. There's no glow. It's all cleaned up. Wudi, what's up, bro?
Hey, busy day with the kids, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't able to, style and profile. So I had to put the hair up. But hey, I'm so excited. Tony Montana used to say every day above ground is a good day. Well, let me tell you, the best days are the days I get to talk sports with you guys right here. Electric bill notwithstanding.
Amazing. Well, there it is. And you know what? Because I know we have limited time with you today, we're going to jump right into it. We're going to talk a lot of NFL. Man, the preseason has been happening and popping up. People going to camp, a lot of more people not going to camp. We're going to dig into that a little bit later. We have a little bit of MLB news, not too much, because all the excitement lies between the hashtags, the hash marks. Hashtags, nobody uses that anymore. The hash marks. Let's do this. I know we've been doing this for the last couple of weeks. We have been going into the NFC and AFC divisions, and now we're going to talk about we're going to go into the NFC. We've got all these teams designated by each. Wudi, you have the Falcons and the Falcons. Caleeb, you have the Saints. Gene, you have the Bucks. I have the Panthers. Let's start with you, Wudi. Let's start with the Falcons. Who is your breakout star or stars for the NFC Falcons?
If you play fantasy, I know you're about to laugh so bad at what I'm about to say. But I really think, every year we talk about, it's this guy's year. Every year. And I've fallen for it. I drafted him and been pissed. But guess what? I'm about to fall for it again. I think this is finally for real, the breakout of Kyle Pitts. And I just think with Michael Penix Jr. there, they say, he's not a rookie. Obviously, last year was his rookie season. But for me, I consider the first 17 games, that's really, you are really trying to figure out the league. There's not a lot of tape on Michael Penix. That's his security blanket, man. And Kyle Pitts, we all know about the physical gifts. I'm not going to, I will spare you, the height, weight measurements, his 40 time, which are all incredible, by the way. I'll spare you all that. But just having a QB, an inexperienced QB that will need help. And of course, Drake London is talented, but I think Kyle Pitts will be that security blanket. Bijan Robinson, but he's not a break, he's already broken out. But I really think, Pitts, he had 1,000 yards his first year, wasn't really able to do much since then. But if you look at his touchdowns, each year it went 1, 2, 3, 4. So we up to 5. All right, we getting the 5 touchdowns this year, and we'll see if that yardage can go back to what it was his rookie season.
Ooh, okay. Strong start. You know what? Let's go over to the New Orleans Saints. Caleeb, that is you. Tell us about these Saints. Who's going to be their breakout?
Okay. I think it's going to be Tyler Show because he's second string. They're going to bring out my boy, the Rattler man. He's going to be running around. He's going to be doing his light skin thing. He's going to do good. Then something bad's going to happen. They're going to bring in the white boy. and he's gonna do his thing. Yeah, I'm telling you, Tyler's gonna take over. It's gonna be great, right? Like but all jokes aside, I think Spencer is good, but I think the team. I really think Wonder Boy is gearing up for Tyler to take over. I really do. I think Spencer will start. He'll start getting the team like in rhythm, and they're gonna just ease Tyler in. Even with Spencer doing adequate, I don't expect him to do like crazy. I'm talking about just adequate. You know what I mean? As Cam would say, game managing, right? See, the problem with Spencer is he don't want to be a game manager. He want to be the guy. So that's where you start messing up. Like my boy said, you know you done fucked up, right? That's what happens. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see, but I do think it's going to be Tyler for the Saints, because the Saints, you know, they don't really have a lot of like people like Cam. Like Cam is already what's his it's not Hayward. Hayward's on the
Jordan.
Jordan. His father.
Yeah,
father's the same.
We already know he's gonna do great, right? What are you gonna say? Kamara, of course. Like, yeah, they got Olave. I mean, come on. So to me, it's one of those quarterbacks, and I think it's gonna be Tyler. I just saw him in practice. He looks good. He looks like, but it's just, everybody look good when they hitting the pads.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Everybody
you know what? Though early in camp, he actually looked really bad. He's really improved from day one of camp to where we are now. Where
right.
It's conceivable. Like in the beginning, it was almost like, what are they draft? Now you're seeing it where he could actually take the job earlier than later.
That's my.
You know
point.
what I mean? So yeah,
that's what I mean. That's
a huge improvement for Tyler Show.
Yeah, I think he's going to take those, like he'll start getting into it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it'll be his team by week 4.
Oh,
maybe no. Think about it. That's the third through the season.
I'm okay with it. I'm saying like we got to start writing some of these predictions down just to check.
That's a quarter of a season. Sorry, my math. I hate math. It's a quarter of a season. But still.
I'll tell you what, real quick, just because it isn't interesting. Let's look at the Saints schedule real quick.
Right.
And you can probably just dictate just by that. Let me pull up the schedule.
What are the first 4 games?
The Saints got, let's see.
They have Arizona, San Francisco.
Listen, Arizona guaranteed L. Kyler out here.
No, yeah, and they're in New Orleans, so they could still.
That's too good for Kyler.
There.
He can run around. That's what you don't want his ass in.
But here's what you got. Then you got the 49ers who are going to be approved this year in New Orleans. Yep. Then you have the Saints going to Seattle. That's a loss. You have them going to Buffalo. That's a loss.
You already know they're getting. See, that's why Tyler's coming in, because Rattler is going to get so rattled in Buffalo. It's going to look so bad. They're going to be like, hey, man, get this dude a shot. I'm telling you.
I'll tell you what.
This is his first year as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Game
you know what?
1:00 p.m. Eastern. So, I mean, it's prime time. People are going to be watching.
Yeah.
Week 5, like you said, what did you say, week 5 before? Week 5 is actually probably the perfect place because you have them losing to the Niners, losing to the Seahawks in week 3, week 4 losing on the road in Buffalo.
Absolutely.
But then week 5 they come home to play the Giants. And where do you want to? If you're going to put your guy in his first career start, you're going to want to put him in a spot that might be a little bit of an easy landing spot, home against the Giants.
The Giants are easy landing spot. Abdul Carter, Dexter, bro. They got one of the best lines in football.
Let's see.
That's definitely not what I want.
I don't. Listen. They got a couple of guys. Let's see what they do. But
they got a couple of guys. They got the best defensive line in football. What are you talking about?
I gotta see it together. I think Thibodeau is way. You think Thibodeau is the guy? I think he's way overrated.
What? It don't. Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence.
You're going to face a pass. You're going. 2 guys I like there. The other one's all right.
But they're good though. Like as a unit,
you're going to face.
Thibodeau is the worst guy on the defensive line.
He had 5 sacks last year. Yeah, like whoa. He's supposed to be a sack master. He had 5 sacks last year.
No, I get it. But as a unit, that's nasty. Like that's
nasty.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, every week
you gotta give 2 to Abdul, right?
Yeah. Do we know that yet, though? We haven't even seen a play. Can we get him? Can we have him step on a pro field once?
That's a good point. I'll give you that.
We thought the same thing about Thibodeau coming into this. We thought the same thing. We thought this. So was Thibodeau in that rookie camp. We thought the same thing about Thibodeau, and he has yet to produce.
No, you're right.
As a pro.
You're right. He's not a full sack man like the numbers should. I mean, as the hype suggests, what his numbers show. Okay.
Do I think Abdul Carter will be good? I think he'll be a beast, but let's see it.
I know. First. You're right. I give you that. Let's see it first. I'm a big proponent for that, so I'm not going to argue with that. I'm just saying by week 5, they might have to shade somebody towards him. That's what I'll say, right? So now you got 2 other dogs that are coming, right? Linebacker, like the Giants are not going to be weak. We'll just say that because we don't. But here's what I'm thinking. Here's another one, because then it could be then we don't know how Russ is going to be. He might be going up against a big dart. Who was not looking too bad in the preseason. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, look, it's all speculation. It's all speculative. You know what I mean? So but I do lean with Wudi a little bit on that one. Like I think their defensive line is going to be good.
Their defensive line will be good, but as a
just
team,
my rookie QB, that's what I'm saying. Like if you want your rookie
that's fair.
First game, come on, that's not who you want it to be looking at.
Yeah. Trial by fire, maybe.
You ain't lying about that. That's one thing about the NFL. They have no problem putting you out there.
I'll tell you what. 2 weeks later, they go on the road to Chicago. Maybe that's a better spot for them. On the road, no pressure from home.
I still think that dude is so
everybody
overrated.
just shaking their
On
head
ESPN today, they were showing highlights from USC. I was like, really? That's what we're doing for Caleeb? We're going to show him in college 2 years. Don't nobody care. You know what I'm saying? You want to show, you might as well show his rec team when he was 8.
I think they did. They probably did before that. You just didn't see it.
You know what I mean?
Okay, great. Love these arguments and banter and chatter already. Gene, you are with your Tampa Bay Bucks.
I think Ty Smith out of for Tampa Bay. He played corner last year. Nickel, I'm sorry. He was at nickel last year as a rookie. They drafted him in the 3rd round. They've decided now to move him to safety because he was so excellent against the run last year. I think he had his rating with Pro Football Focus, I think it was like an 89 or a 90 or something like that. They're moving him to safety this year. He's going to start amongst the safeties. I think you're going to see this kid really blossom this year as a safety. He's tremendous against the run, can keep up with some of these slot receivers still. He's got the speed and everything else. I'm looking at Ty Smith from the Tampa Bay. I think he's going to have a huge year. I could have went easy route by saying the rookie Egba, the guy they got the receiver they got this year from Ohio State. I think he's going to be a stud too. But if I'm looking at someone that's already there, that's kind of coming out of nowhere, I think it's going to be Ty Smith. I think by the end of the season, people are going to know that name, Ty Smith, the safety out of Tampa Bay.
Just to double check, Wudi, who did you say on the Falcons?
Kyle Pitts.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna even up the drawing board here, and I have the Carolina Panthers. Oh man, yeah. I can't even say their name without laughing. Listen. I'm going to mention a couple people because I feel like the team, there's got to be somebody's got to break out.
They come together like Voltron.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm going to start with this player first, and then go down to the better players I think are breakouts. I think the breakout is going to be it's going to be Bryce Young. I think he's finally fingers crossed. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to draft him anyway, but it does in my fantasy. But he's got it. It's year 3. He's gone through the whole gambit. He's gone through injury. He's gone through having great players and he's gone through the whole thing. I think he's doing well in camp. I think it's going to be him. I think. But let me talk about the guys that I feel like are the actual sure bets. I think again, I'm going on the defensive side of the ball, just like Gene. I'm going with the number 157th overall selection in the 2024 draft. His name is Chow Smith Wade. He is a cornerback going into his 2nd year. I think he's going to – and my other person, I'm just going to jump, and my other person is going to be Trayvon Wallace. He's a linebacker. The reason why I'm picking these 2 cats, and he was injured last year, so that didn't really help out, but he was doing great. He was on this great trajectory, got injured. That was a wrap. I think for that team to actually to compete, and I'm not saying compete like for the division or compete for the Super Bowl, but to compete, I think their defense really needs to step up because their offense is still struggling. I think their defense can step up a little bit and games and keep the momentum, they'll be all right. Now we got to remember, and I'll bring up the stat later on, the season prior to the one that just passed, they were like 2-15 or whatever the record was. It was brutal. 2 wins for sure. The next season, they ended up winning like their last, I think 7 games in the back half of the season. So if they can ride that from last season and take some of that momentum, even though we've had a whole preseason, and just like mentally prepare and jump in, I think the defense is what's really those 2 kids. I'm gonna say Chow Smith-Wade and also Wallace, the solo cornerback and the linebacker. Those are my 2 picks, and I praise me. I hope Bryce does some things. Okay, now let's jump over to the AFC North.
Real quick.
Yeah. Please do.
Speak for my state of residence right now, North Carolina. You got to mention T-Mac. Come on now, Ted McMillan, because he's a real number 1. Like that is what's gonna like this whole time that Bryce has been in the league. He's been throwing, and don't get me wrong, Adam Thielen. He's been a fantasy dude, but he's not a number 1. He's actually never been a number 1. He's a really good number 2.
He's also 55 years old.
He is also, I think he actually might be the oldest. Like, this is not an exaggeration. I think he is the oldest receiver in the NFL right now.
Oh, definitely.
But no, because they're like Devontae is like number 4. I remember that. That was when he was on the Jets. They was talking about that. So I think Thielen is probably number 1, like him and D-Hop, but we're gonna talk about a little bit later. But T-Mac, 6'5". They talk about his speed. Some people run the 40, and then their game speed is something different. T-Mac is one of those. Route runner, catching traffic, all that type of stuff. I think this is a guy who could be one of the best receivers in the game at some point. He was the first receiver taken, and this is how you develop someone like Bryce Young, giving him somebody like that to throw to. We've seen that time and time again. So I feel like
Wudi, can I ask you a question? How big was that check from Abby?
Bro, it has nothing to do with it. What are you talking about?
She loves herself some T-Mac.
Well, I mean, her situation, Arizona, that's that. Oof. I'm talking about just playmakers. I wanted him to be a Jet.
Fair enough. Hey, just in case you haven't noticed and you've just been hanging out with us here, which we also appreciate, this is The Pop Off. We do this pod every Friday, so don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all the things that can make us even more motivated to bring you our takes every end of the week. Yes, other outlets do it too every day of the week, but man, we are coming with some heat. I'm telling you, straight up, comes with some heat. So don't forget The Pop Off. And shout out to Wu-Tang. I see you in the comments. Thank you very much. Yo, and guess what? I went to see the legendary, the men, the myth, the legends, Wu-Tang Clan up here in Toronto, July 14th. It was a banger. And if you're a real hip-hop head, you know that Run the Jewels is also a dynamic duo not to be messed with. They opened, and it was crazy. So shout out to you.
Oh, that's
Wu-Tang.
dope.
Yeah,
Who's your favorite Wu-Tang member?
I think I'm gonna go with the most popular. Probably go with Meth. But I do like Jizz a bunch.
See, the Jizza's dope. I like You God, but my favorite is Ghostface. Ghostface is my dude. And then Raekwon is Chef. I mean, Ray is just dope. You know what I mean? And Meth is popular. You're right, but he ain't messing with none of them. Like, he definitely can't rock with Ghost. What? Oh,
and that's why I said it. That's why I was like, I'll go with the most popular because he was the like the front facing. He was like the face of the bit. And I was like, I got this. You know what I mean? But like, you're right. And also, I should say, they all showed up. They all made it across the border. The whole crew.
Dope.
The whole crew's here. That's what made
lucky ODB is not here because he wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, he would.
They didn't look at his passport photo, but like he can't come in here just because of his photo.
R.I.P. man.
And R.I.P. His son showed up. Is repping with the crew, and his son did a pretty decent job. So I was wearing an ODB shirt first.
I think that's dope. It's just a testament to their legacy. I mean, when you have sons performing for fathers because their father is gone now, like like that was a long time ago, 94, 95, like you know what I mean, when they were just the hottest, fish grease. But anyway, I just wanted to know who you know.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Hey, and if you're a Wu-Tang head out there in the ethers, in the internets, write down in the chat. Let us know who your Wu-Tang member is, or let us know who your favorite hip hop band from the 90s is, because I still go back to the crates. Like that's just my jam. This is what I grew up with. That's what I know. That's what I'm about. And now
Nas is Illmatic.
I mean,
well,
come on. That's
He's
like
the best.
that's like
He's the
to
best.
say that is like
No.
Oh, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. That
No, you want me to use?
I sounded just like Gene.
I get you with some randoms, but it is the best hip hop album of all time. And I'll tell you,
Stairway to Heaven.
New York State of Mind is the best.
No. You're right. It's
the best rap song ever.
Damn.
It's
one of them. It's one of them.
Just listen to the flow, the beat, the instruments,
I get it.
everything on it. It is the most complete rap song of all time.
I think you're not gonna get, nobody can like just shoot you down for saying that.
No.
But there's a lot of records that you got to bring in. But I do like your criteria: flow, beat, and also it's got to be subject matter, like the ability to paint the image of what it is.
There's so many lines from that too that people take out, man. Like, sleep is the cousin of death. I mean, there's a lot of things that people take out of that song.
And for it to be his first album,
no famous guest appearances other than AZ, who wasn't famous at the time.
Hey, and that was a shot. He's hooking his boy up. Didn't nobody know who the hell.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. So again, it's like you gotta give props to that. What's really crazy, real quick, I know the people are like, we hope we talk about sports, but I'm jumping to this real quick. So I saw on this thing yesterday on YouTube, they were talking about the only 11 people to go diamond in rap, right? Drake's never went diamond. No, Hendrix never went diamond. Jay-Z never went diamond. Kanye never diamond. 50 never diamond. People think Get Rich or Die Trying is diamond. No, it's at 9 million, right? Drake has an 8 million selling record, Take Care. It's at 8.5. Lil Wayne's Carter 3. 8.5, about to hit 9, right? Eminem has went diamond 3 times. With 3 separate albums, right? Marshall Mathers LP number 2, which is one of my favorite. I love that record. The Eminem Show, and then Curtain Call, all diamond, right?
You know what it is? I'll tell you why.
Why?
Little
Don't
white
you dare
girls
say because he's WHIT.
No,
so friendly to me.
Little white girls in high school don't buy bootleg.
Hey, no, honestly, but you're right though. That is a major component. Those 2 records, the first 2 went 11 times platinum.
Little white girls from the burbs do not buy bootlegs. They don't know where to get them.
Right? Tupac, 2 albums went diamond. All Eyes on Me, and then the greatest hits after his death. Not Machiavelli, but that one. Biggie with Life After Death. Right? Of course. That one. Yeah, and that's like massive records, right? Yeah. And then my boy from the 90s, Nelly Nell with Country Grammar. Out of here, man. Nelly went diamond with that. You know what I'm saying?
I hate this conversation now.
Like that's real. And when I say records, I'm not talking streams, because people say, no. Drake's went diamond, Future went diamond if you go with streams. I'm talking about actual records, the CD, the tape. Go out to Sam Goody, Music Plus. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Stand in line and buy the record. That kind. That's real record sales. These guys were doing that. It's crazy the amount of like when you go to hip hop, like how many people are rare. Snoop's never went diamond. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's crazy. So those are a little bit of achievement. I could go on, but I want to go. We good. We got to get back to what we really talking about. But it's just a little music thing, just for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I brought it up. I love this tangent. Like I could.
No, I'm a big music fan. I love it, and you know, yeah. So there's that.
And last thing.
Oh, on this, and it was Outkast. It's just in case y'all was wondering. Outkast. Of course. Speaker Box, Love Below, 12 times platinum.
Fantastic album.
Great one.
Oh my god!
And last thing on that is that at the Scotiabank Arena, which is actually called it's called the Scotiabank Arena, but we all real ones know ACC. Place was packed, obviously sold out, and like you knew the real ones, because the real ones we didn't sit down the whole concert.
Right.
Ads. There was ads in the concert, because obviously in the concert, because I mean these boys need their rest. Let's be real. Like like vocally, they were still there. Like if you close your eyes, you're like, oh yeah, and then as soon as you open it, you see the chef just trying, and it's just like slow, and it's like it's all good, man. The flow is still sick. But anyways, it was a fantastic concert. Real ones knew what's up. And
did the Jizza do Liquid Swords?
Yep. The whole intro too. It was great.
So they went through their solos too. Nice.
Oh yeah. And then the other guys like went downstairs and chilled for a second, or went wherever backstage, and then they would come out from the thing. Yeah, they did the whole thing, man. It was
that's so dope.
It was nothing but bangers. The whole concert was just bangers. It was wild.
Love it.
All right, cool. Speaking of the Wild North, let's go to the AFC. We know what's up here. We're going to start with you once again, Wudi. We're going to talk about the dog pound Cleveland Browns.
Hey.
Breakout. I guess I could say Shador. Obviously, I'm rooting for Shador. He had a fantastic preseason game. I don't know what if there's an agenda, out against them. People are saying that type of stuff. I don't really love the Browns offensively. They say Stefanski is an offensive coach. That's really been their weakness for like the last 6 years. You guys know that I've been trying to hype up the Browns for literally years now. Like their roster is
minimum
incredible.
A minimum of 3 years. I've known you for 3 of those years. I think you've been talking about the Browns.
Yeah,
but their roster. But their offense. It's the offense that lets them down every time. They're losing games 9-6. Like it's disgusting. So looking at them now, Jerry Jeudy is solid, and Njoku is solid. I don't think that's enough to help Shador out. Their offensive line isn't as good as it once was.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to say Shador. I don't even know if he's going to start this season. So I really can't say that. Well, who I'm going to go with is the first round pick that they just drafted. Another guy who I thought about, should he be a fit? Mason Graham, who when he first got drafted, Gene said this about Tyler Shugg, right? Like, when he first got drafted, they was talking about Mason Graham throwing up every day in practice. He not in NFL shape. It was like, could this dude even hang in the NFL? And now he's looking like the beast that, he was in college. And because we know for a fact that Myles Garrett is getting 2, maybe sometimes 3, getting that Aaron Donald treatment, people looking his direction, that is nothing but barbecue chicken time for Mason Graham. This is another defensive line that should be giving people nightmares. Mason Graham, I think he's going to be an absolute beast and establish himself as a top 10 DT in the NFL this season.
Ooh, hot takes all over the place. Jumping right over to the Birds, the Ravens. Caleb, that's you, bro.
Yes, sir. I think it's going to be Malaki Starks. And here's why. Because he's set up to have the best breakout because of the people he's surrounded by. So those that don't know, Malaki is the free safety. They just drafted him, right? But he has the all-pro Mr. Hamilton next to him. He also has the veteran and all-pro corner they just acquired from the Packers, Jair Alexander. Mm-hmm. And the other corner is Mr. Marlon Humphreys. Get out of here. He's set up to sag on these dudes. And that just means doing his thing. Do whatever he want to do. Because he's got hogs in every position, which allows him, and he's free safety. See, people don't know the difference between a strong safety and a free safety, right? So that just means, in layman's terms, he's free to move around, to do his thing. Kyle's the strong safety, so he's holding it down. He's coming in to stop the run. He's helping on run defense. He's calling the secondary movements. You got Alexander, who, God willing, is healthy with his knee. He's an island. Stop it, right? You got Humphreys, nasty. So that means this dude can just come in and lay the wood. You know what I'm saying? All good. And any way you thinking about it, that's exactly what I mean. That's what he's going to be doing. Laying wood out there and ball hawking.
Yep.
Ball hawking, right? So I think he's going to have a breakout where he will appear better than what he actually is because of who he has around him. You know what I mean? Like homeboy that was on the Chiefs the other year. The corner. He had a great season, doing well. I think the Chiefs won the chip that year, and
Probably.
and then he wanted all this money. The Chiefs said no. He go to Tennessee. You ain't heard about him since. What's his name? You don't even know his name.
I actually forgot.
Very important. Very important.
But that's my point. My point is what happens when you're in a unit that allows you to shine, and then you go out there and drop your solo album, and ain't nobody buying it.
I knew it was going to come back around. I knew it was going to come all the way back around.
But that's the idea, though. So I think right now he's in the perfect group to shine. You know what I mean?
The only pushback I got for you real quick is I think he's going to be a stud on his own right in general. I think he's going to be a tremendous pro. Forget about who's around him. That only makes him even better.
Right.
He would have been good. Like he's not like the dude from Kansas City that went to Tennessee. You never heard from him again. He'll be a guy that will make his name on his own right because he's that good. He's one of the guys I love most coming out of college. The Ravens got an absolute stud. They got a bunch of guys that I think are gonna, the other guy, Mike Green, who I think they got in the second or the third round, is going to be. I think he's going to be a guy that by the end of the season, people know who he is. I think he came out of Marshall, if I remember correctly. They got a bunch of guys, but Malaki Starks is. You're right. The only thing I would say is he's good on his own right. Can you now imagine him with those three?
That's what I was meaning. Why he would be the breakout, like even over Isaiah Likely, who did good last year, but he got a broken bone in his foot. I'm telling you, that kind of shit that ended Yao Ming's career. I'm telling you,
healthy Isaiah Likely could be a top 5 tight end this year.
What? Absolutely, that should go without
it's fine.
saying.
Mark Andrews is going to be out of his way now. He has the time to shine. He has the ability to shine. He already had a good rapport. Healthy, he is a top flight all pro tight end this year.
Yep, that's exactly what I was saying. But that's why I'm giving it to Malaki, is because he's on defense and who he's in that secondary, who he has that supporting cast. If you've got any talent, it's like extra. It's exponential. You know what I mean? So
the Ravens defense, that brand is so strong. It's lethal. Like it's just like if I was a defensive player down the draft, but if it came around to Baltimore and they selected me, I would be through the roof. It's like, it's like Darth and the Imperials just were like, yo, we want this guy. Come on to the dark side. And it's just over. Just like you know what I mean? And immediately you're just like,
Browns moved to Baltimore, became the Ravens, and defensively have not looked back since. They have been great defensively every single year they've been in Baltimore. Pretty much.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah. So it's gonna be amazing. So I'm looking forward to it though.
Yeah, should be nice. Now let's talk about the kitty cats. Meow, 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 meow. Sometimes orange, sometimes white. Depends on what uniform they're wearing. The Bengals, Gene, tell us about these cats.
All right, man. So there's a couple of different options I saw here. I love Cam Sample, Miles Murphy. I'm going to go with Dax Hill. Dax Hill got drafted in 2022, first-round pick. They drafted him to be they actually drafted him to be a safety. Moved him to corner last year, and he actually started to progress a little bit before he got injured last year. They're going to keep him at corner. They actually, and this is a sign that obviously the Bengals know something maybe we don't, because he's been marred with a horrible start to his career. Not horrible maybe, but not up to the stuff the way he should be. Then gets injured. They still picked up the 5th-year option on him, so that shows you that they know something that maybe some people don't. I think he's going to excel at corner. He's done very well there before he got hurt last year. They say the recovery everything should be good for the start of the season. I got Dax Hill being their breakout star. I think he's going to. I don't know if he's going to be an All-Pro this year, but he's going to be a corner to be reckoned with. And you might see be a contract extension eligible guy by the end of the season.
Eli Apple 2.0.
Oh, that's not nice.
It's very mean, bro, to call somebody Eli Apple, bro. That's but I don't listen. he is not what he was when he came in the league. They switched his position. He showed to be really capable first move, and then had the ACL injury. And then they still picked up the option. There's a reason why. Like, it seems to look for any reason not pick up an option nowadays, right? Because you got to pay so much in those options. There's a reason why they keep keeping him. I think he's going to be.
It could be bad general managing.
Hey, well, we already know what that is. You keep somebody like Trey, not paying him, knowing how important he is. That shows that you may not always make the right decisions.
Trey Hendrickson? Never heard of him.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point.
Look at the sack leaders from last year. You might see a name.
Oh boy. All right. Okay, Gene, are you good? You finished up?
Yeah. Go
okay,
ahead.
great.
You need your skill take.
All right, here we are. We are going down to my avenue, my lane. We're going to Steeltown. Pung, pung. That's a guy like with a hammer. I had no other sound for it. Okay, so here's the thing. I got two. Both of these gentlemen are on the offensive side of the ball, and I'm stoked. Very first person going to be Pat Freiermuth, because I think this tight end is now going to have a breakout season. He had 65 receptions last year, so he's tied for 43rd, 653 yards, 59th, but he's 7 touchdowns. So his numbers aren't fantastic. They're not great, but let's remember who was behind the snapper. More behind the snapper. So there's a lot of misnomers, a lot of things happening. But now you have a little bit more of a reliable person who's going to be leading the team. And we know that Aaron Rodgers is going to love a good safety. When I say that, I mean, he's going to be freaking out and he's just going to dump it. So we know Freiermuth can get those extra garbage yards if we need him. He's very athletic. So he's my number one. And then my number two, or 1A and 1B, is going to be Jaylen Warren, the running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He finally is to shine. I might actually make him the 1A, and this is all him now, man, because he has been fantastic to watch. He's been a little skip to my Lou in the backfield when he needs to be, and I'm excited. Now we're going to see how that goes. His stats from last year aren't great, but I think they will. I think they'll jump up this year. So those are my two boys from.
Is 2025 Aaron Rodgers better than Russell Wilson? I feel like that's a hot take.
Two though. Don't forget
That is a pretty hot take.
Yeah, there's two. I think so.
I mean,
there's two. What do you mean? Oh, like Fields? You're talking about Fields?
No, I'm talking about because there's two guys, and so it kept flip flopping back and forth. You can't gain any consistency with that. You can't figure things out with that. I'd rather have just the one guy. Get out of here, boys. Don't start with me right now. It's a gorgeous day here.
Was it really flip flopping? Because like Fields played the first 6 games, and then Russ, and then like Fields would do like that gadgety stuff. Like, but that was just like running, you know.
I was just moving his feet real fast. He's running.
Fields be looking like Uncle Rico's video.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking like Russ is more mobile. He's still throwing the football. Like I do not think. No disrespect to Aaron Rodgers.
Don't disrespect him, please.
Oh well, yeah, I know Gene out here with the pitchfork, but no, I think if anything, it's the same. I wouldn't say it's better.
Well, at least it'll be more accurate. Maybe we can just say that.
That's what I was gonna say. You because with Russell you have more mobility, so he could extend plays longer, but accuracy. Aaron could put the ball more consistently in areas than what Russ could. At least
Absolutely. There's going to be moments, sure, man, where he's going to, we already know there's going to be INTs. We know that. There's going to be a bunch of ints. We know that. But I think with the athleticism of Freiermuth back there now with the athleticism of Freiermuth, I think that Rodgers.
I think Freiermuth is a good choice. He's good.
Yeah. So
what about Caleb Johnson? I like Caleb Johnson in that backfield, man.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't think he'll have a breakout, but I agree. I think, again, all speculative, as Caleeb says. But yeah, I think Johnson would be great. But I think Warren is now due because he's been sitting back there. And if you had him on a fantasy team, he's gotten you some points unbeknownst to you when gotten you points if you had him stashed in your roster.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, okay, now you're the man. So there's a lot of pressure in that. There's a lot of pressure. But now with having Rodgers there, that kind of alleviates some of it because there's still going to be a little bit of fear of God in that. Like, it doesn't matter how old he is, it's still Aaron Rodgers. He can still take you the length of a game, whenever that is going to be. and he can still stretch out the play, make the game longer, and it's still going to be a problem. Other games, I'm sure he's kind of washed up, kind of older, kind of washed up. But we'll see. Go Steelers. Once again, you're listening to the Pop Off right here, and we are doing our usual thing every Friday, 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. We have just gone through some of NFL's finest with the AFC North and also the NFC South. We will go back through. Are we done? We're done now, right?
Yep.
Well, that part, yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Great. Love it. No, I mean going through all the divisions.
Yeah. Oh, no, we have next week, we have the NFC East and the AFC West.
Ooh, so make sure you stay tuned to that.
Caleb can give us his take on the Eagles and maybe even the Cowboys.
Ooh,
Repeat.
It's going to be a good one. Hey, you know what? I mentioned Aaron Rodgers a lot, so let's just jump into our next topic of conversation. The over-under of Mr. Rodgers and his neighborhood. Is he going to play 13 games? What do we think? I will say this, just to give you guys a little time to think about this. Over-under again, Rodgers playing 13 games. Rodgers will not be playing tomorrow against the Bucs. That game is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, or any other preseason game that we know of so far. So I don't know if that gives you any kind of, if that pushes you one way or the other. But what do you think? Over, under, Aaron Rodgers playing 13 games. Wudi, let's start with you.
Definitely. I don't even know. Like, is that the Vegas line or
he better?
No, I think it. Well, let me ask you a question. How many games do you think he plays all 17?
No,
I don't know, but he better play more than 13. Are you?
Yeah, I mean, he's
doesn't
playing
matter.
at least.
Like, what do you, like if he doesn't play 13 games, why is he here? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, he better. Like, you know what I mean?
He's old man. He's an old man, bro.
Listen,
He played 17 games last
He
year
should have
with
retired.
injuries.
Yeah.
All that is irrelevant. Once you come to this octagon, I don't care if you're injured. I don't care what's going on. You should have said no to the fight. His ass showed up. You better be ready because you got all these people betting on you.
There you go.
I don't think he'll play the full season, but I think he plays more than 13.
These people don't get a season back, though. You don't get a season back once you go. Like, these are people that are depending on you. If you can't make it, get out the way so somebody else could have been in there that's at least gonna try.
Yeah, but he doesn't know going into the season he's gonna get hurt.
No. I understand that, but I'm just saying, period. Like, he better. Like,
I think he misses 2 games this year.
Oh, of course, but that will be management. That will be okay. He played these amount of, like.
No, I think there'll be some bang ups where he'll miss like a game or 2.
Oh yeah, that's about that, but that's still more than 13 because
it's over.
18 games.
I still take the over. And maybe Steelers fans might wish it wasn't, the over. We'll see how it goes.
Well, I mean, listen, when
anything less,
when he came out,
don't make the playoffs.
He came out year 1.
Well, I don't think they make playoffs anyway.
When he came out year 1 against the Jets,
Tomlin,
I mean, listen, everybody thought, yeah, man, he's the guy. It only took 4 plays. It was less than 13. That's under. That's under. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was under.
Like, we don't know. So I mean,
if that happens,
arbitrary, but
he should just it's give it up, retire, move on. You know what I mean?
I think this is a year. I don't know if I said this on this show before. It was a different show. I think this is a year that Aaron Rodgers is there. He's only going to be there 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they know they're not necessarily going to win. They're going to give it their best shot. And this is to kind of put butts in the seats while they might have a transition year into figuring out who they're going to draft next year to be the new
I
quarterback.
said that already, but I said it way faster than you. Yes. Yeah, for sure.
This is a game where
bro. This is a
it's a
band-aid.
bit. And they said, they go to Mike Tomlin. They say, Mike, listen, we don't expect to win a lot this year. Do what you can. But we know this. People will show up to see Aaron Rodgers. People will say that we're trying because we have Aaron Rodgers. So obviously, we're trying because it's his last hurrah. So we have Aaron Rodgers. It's not like we're throwing out Mason Rudolph,
right.
or whoever.
However, I love what you're saying, Gene. I would never. I'm going to push back a little
But
bit.
they're not officially tanking, but they're kind of tanking.
No. I'm going to push back a little bit, only because this is franchises that it doesn't matter who is back there. People will show out. It doesn't matter. It does not matter who's back there.
That's true. The fans travel well with the Steelers.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. And I understand what you're saying, but I think at the end of the day, it really is just this is a Band-Aid thing. Year, 2 years max. get everything organized, whatever the records are going to be, wherever the records.
Well, he's already said this is last year. You already said it's only the 1 year.
Yeah.
So
okay,
it's,
great.
It's,
so whatever.
It's just it. I think this is just to say he's the bridge to what we do next year, and at least it looks like we're trying because anyone that can't.
That's the thing. I'm going to push back. It's not that they want to look like they're still going to try. They're still going to try. They needed a quarterback anyway.
Listen, NFL players always try. I'm not trying to say that NFL players I think when people tank, the players just aren't tanking. They want to make sure they have a job the next year, so they're not tanking.
Right.
I think as an organization, they're saying, "Hey, looks nice. We have Rodgers there. It looks like we're really looking to get to the Super Bowl this year."
No, I disagree.
There's no way you've seen Aaron Rodgers the last couple of years and said he's the guy to get you to a Super Bowl.
They just acquired Jalen Ramsey, DK Metcalf. They drafted the running back for the future. They actually had
running back. Wait. You had the keyword. What did you say? They direct the running back for the what?
For the future, but
that's it. That's it. No,
that's it. Is the future, Gene. What are you talking about?
The future. It's for the future.
Yeah, but then they also have win now players like Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey's going to be there after this. Jalen Ramsey's going to be there after this year. No, is he a one and done in Pittsburgh?
No, I'm not.
There you go. Oh, there you go. That's any of those guys who mentioned
this year.
Or any of the guys who mentioned on there are going to be in Pittsburgh for just this year alone, other than Aaron Rodgers.
Of course not. But that's a different thing.
That's it. No, of course that you said right. That's it.
How is that it? That don't even make sense.
It has nothing to do with this year. They have Jalen Ramsey for the foreseeable future. They have DK Metcalf for a long time. They have Caleeb Johnson for a long time. They have Fredwood for a long time. They have some of these offensive linemen for a long time. The one who might not be there is Cam Hayward because who knows what happens with him.
Gene, let's get back to what the actual argument is. The actual argument that you made, and then we're going to walk away from this because I will fly to Florida It's 2 hours.
I love it. I'll give you a big hug, bro. You'll get a big hug.
Air Canada is going on strike, so it might take me a little bit longer to get there. The argument is that it's all a facade to get through the season. That I don't think that's true. That's what the argument is. Is nothing else. The argument is
I think that's what it is.
What you had said. It's all facade just to get through the season, and I don't think that's what it is.
I agree with you.
No, he's not. That's not what he said. We are disagreeing.
I'm disagreeing with
very strongly disagreeing with that.
Well, I think that's what it is.
No, you know what? We're moving on. We're still going to talk about the Steelers real quick, though. Gene, just shut your mouth real quick.
Having said that, Omar Khan is a great guy.
Cam Hayward wants more money. Long story short. Johnny Boy, welcome.
I'm about to leave, so unfortunately, we about to.
No.
Well, that's right.
Hey, Wudi, thank you so much for being here, man. Really appreciate you. It's so great to see you, ladies and gentlemen. Say goodbye to Wudi. He will be here next week as we do the thing. You know what it is, 12:15 Eastern. Have a fantastic day, my man, and we'll talk.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, Gene.
Later, bro.
All right, so let's talk about this real quickly. Steelers defensive tackle Cam Hayward, the leader, the true leader of that defense and arguably the squad. He wants to get a new contract. Will he get it? Who knows? He signed a 2-year, $29 million contract extension with the team last year. There's a whole bunch of money and stuff that's all wrapped up in it. More. He said that he was going to do the team a favor, but if he has another all-star type season, another all-pro type season, he's going to come at them for money. He said that back in February, and that is exactly what happened. He got his 4th all-pro nod at the age of 35, no less. The young, ripe age of 35. So he is in the 23rd echelon of linemen being paid, which is very low. He should be paid more or less. I don't know, or the same. What do we think? Cam Hayward sitting this whole thing out. What do you think? Will he get a contract by week 1?
No. He won't get a contract by week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Steelers are old school. They're like, no, right? And the issues that owners are having is that players just want to renegotiate their contract at any time, right? And the argument is, well, you guys can do what you want. Like they could release somebody at any time, right? Which is true, but they usually don't do that. But it would be interesting if teams started in which the player NFLPA would never allow. But if you have a bad season, they pay you less, right? They'd be like, no, right? So it's a little crazy to you just did a new contract last year. You say, I'm doing you a favor. If I ball this year, I want more money. Yeah, when that contract is over, we can talk about it, right? But no, he wants it now. And I'm not going to say he's wrong and he shouldn't ask for it. But I do understand the business side of you just want to change something because you did well. Somebody will say that's what you're supposed to do, though. We paid you $29 million to have an all-pro season. You know what I mean? So it's a interesting situation. Like, it's different with Micah. Micah's played 4 years, and his contract is up after this season. He just wants the extension the year before. That's reasonable to me. Cam, it's like, dude, I just paid you last year. You know what I'm saying? It's not so to me, it's a little different. But again, his pay is $14 million, and people in his bracket are getting 25 to 30. Some people are up to like 40. Well, defensive tackles are different.
Yeah.
The outside defensive ends are getting the 40.
Yeah.
But he should at least be at 25 as opposed to 14. So I get it, but I think renegotiating on your own, like setting your own standard to renegotiate your deal. Oh, well, if I do this, I want this at this time, is a little like, bruv. You know what I mean? So, so that's why I don't think he'll get it. But I think he will force them to pay him because they can't not have him. Because now you're really hurting Aaron's 1 year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's going to be a sticky situation, but definitely not by week 1.
The Steelers are notorious for not negotiating during the season. That is actually their mandate, their credo that they live by. Do you think something's going to happen then before week 1? Caleb thinks no. What do you think? Do you think they're going to go against their own laws and values and make something happen during the season?
I think this. I don't think they do. I don't think they do, and I don't. He seems really convicted that he's going to wait. So I don't know how this plays out because I don't think my take is this: you signed the contract. It wasn't even a full year ago. Like, dude, it was last year.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And my thing is this:
I do.
It's only got 1 more year in it, right? Because I believe it was a 2-year deal. Play this year, and get your deal. You know, he's also at an age where an organization has to worry about, well, how long of a contract do we go? He's 35 already. He's going to be 36 after this year, which is why he wants to get this contract now. I get it.
Right.
But at the same time, does that mean the Steelers want to go out and give you 3 or 4 years from here? They don't.
Right.
I don't think they plan on having you there at the age 38. You know, and eventually the wheels are going to fall off. He says that they had a handshake agreement that they would discuss it if he had a great year.
We discussed it. I said no.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't think the Steelers bend because it's not like them to do that. And it's also not in their best interest as an organization to do that. If I was him, I'd take the money I got. It's for what he's worth. Okay. Yeah, he's probably worth more. He's made a ton of money in this league, though. It's not like he's trying to get his big payday. He's already gotten big paydays, right? He's already gotten the big paydays from when he was younger for his second contract and his third contract. So, it's not like you're a guy that's coming out and this is your last chance at big money. You've already gotten big money. So just join your team and play out the year, and then if you have a great year this year, like you did last year, then you'll be able to get more money next year. You'll be able to say, listen, no, I'm worth this. And you know what? And if the Steelers won't pay you, maybe somebody else will. Mm-hmm. So I agree. You can't just I understand what Caleb's saying, how with teams cut people here and there, like they, and that's always the excuses. Well, not the excuse, I should say the reasoning is, well, organizations just cut people.
Right.
So why can't the player then say, hey, well, I want more? Mm-hmm. But you know what? That's part of the contract. That's part of the CBA. So unless they get the CBA to say, well, you can't cut people or everything's going to be guaranteed, that's where you have to attack that thought, is attack it in the CBA. Do you know what I mean? Because right now, the way the contracts are structured, they can do that. You can't. They can cut when they want because that's how the contracts are structured. They don't have to pay out the unguaranteed money because that's how the contracts are structured. You only get paid what your contract says because that's how the contract is structured. So next time around when the CBA comes up, fight for having it all guaranteed. Look, baseball has all guaranteed contracts.
Yeah,
their CBA is pretty much ironclad. They lock them in. I believe the NBA is pretty much all guaranteed at this point too, right? For the most part. So I mean, like, go get your guaranteed money and do it in the CBA. Fight. Maybe we might lose a year of football. I don't want to see that happen. But if for someone that is so worried about contracts for yourself and for the future of the NFL and the future players that come up behind you, fight it out and duke it out when the CBA comes up. But until then, these are how the contracts are structured. They are allowed to cut you. They are allowed to give you money that's not. They are allowed to withhold the money that's not guaranteed to you. It is what it is. You signed a contract, play it out.
Yeah. So that's. I mean, I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I just think it's like and what I think they'll probably do if he has another breakout year, like another balling year, I think the Steelers will pay him. I think they will. They'll do a 2-year contract, and what they'll do is they'll pay him the money he wants in guaranteed money. That's how they'll do it to keep their sheets right and everything. They'll give him, so if he thinks he deserves $30 million a season, they'll give him $30 million guaranteed, like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they'll do that, and then they know probably after that year he won't be there because again he'll be 38. Like you're like, come on, you know what I mean? So it's something the NFL is gonna have to start really paying attention to, like how to manage that, because it gets a little crazy.
And we've seen players get a lot of money up front.
Yeah, and
then hold out on that last year when the contract is light. I mean, not Aaron Rodgers. Darrelle Revis did it to the Jets. He got all that money. He got a huge contract, most of it up front. It was front loaded. Then when he got to the second part of the contract, he was like, "Oh well, I'm not really getting the money I want." But if you look at it per year, it averaged out to be the number. It's just that this is the year that it was so much in the front part.
Yeah,
the back end was light, and so now you can't play for that. But you played for more than you were worth the first few years. It's just that they took that money that was from the year 3 and 4 and put it to year 1 and 2. So they, a lot of players still, do that. And I know that's not this situation. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah,
I think it's part and parcel to be one of those situations as well, where the players are really banding together, or at least listening to each other. I'm not saying that they're actually talking, but listening to each other and seeing who's getting paid. And they're like, wait. Now that we're so much more transparent with that kind of information, now it's like, oh yeah, it's not anymore like, oh, I got together with some of the linemen from Kansas City and hooked up with some of the linemen from like whatever team, and we all hung out and talked about money for a second. And I was like, now it's just out there. That information is just out there. He knows who he is. Cam Hayward knows who he is. He's a leader. He's a cornerstone. He's a rock of one of the most historic franchises in NFL history.
Absolutely.
And so at this point in time, coming on 36 years of age, trying to lock in a little bit more of that guaranteed, a little bit more of his legacy, a little bit more of his future, so then he can play it out there, retire, and call it a day. It's a tough one, only because of the parties involved.
Yeah.
With all the other egos aside, it's for me, it's a tough one. I obviously want him to get this deal done, whatever that is, because it is definitely noticeable. And right now he knows it. Right now he knows that we're in this state of flux on both sides of the ball, especially in the trenches. So why not ask for it? Who knows? Shout out to you 36 that are with us, you loyal. Thank you for being here, listening to the Pop Off every Friday at 12:15 Eastern time. Man, we go through all the sports, so don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell everybody. Just tell them, man, we're only here for like hot 90, maybe hour and 15, depends on how I feel. Just come in. We got Caleeb, we got Gene, we got myself. We're going to jump into some more conversations here about the NFL because it is so close to NFL time. I want to stay in the division of the AFC North, and I want to talk about Lamar Jackson and his early chemistry. Will there be early chemistry with the man, the myth, the legend, DeAndre Hopkins, who has just jumped over from the Kansas City Chiefs and is now going to put his services to use with the bad boy Birds. Last year, played 10 games. He had 41 receptions. He had 437 yards. He had an average 10.7 yards. He had 4 TDs. All right. So what are we doing? What do we think? Is the chemistry going to be there? Gene, let's start with you. Then we'll go to Caleeb.
I think it's there enough as it needs to be. Isaiah Flowers is obviously going to be wide receiver 1. If anything, I mean, so DeAndre Hopkins is not what he was 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, right? So, but it doesn't need to be because you already have Zay Flowers there. You just got to be a good, trustworthy number 2 receiver. I think he will be that. I think he'll have a bounce back year from last year. But last year there was a lot more pressure on him as far as there was nobody else really there to take that pressure off from no other receivers. This year he's at a place where they got Zay Flowers, and teams are going to have to worry about him as well. So it's gonna open up some things for DeAndre Hopkins. I think DeAndre Hopkins might be living on name at this point and reputation. He's not the same guy, but I think he can do enough that he'll have a solid season just because you got the other side. But make no mistake about it, the chemistry will be fine between him and Lamar. I believe they've been friends for a little bit anyway. But Zay Flowers in crunch time is gonna go look to Zay. Lamar Jackson in crunch time is gonna look to Zay Flowers. That's gonna be his guy. That's gonna be the outlet. So and you got other guys Isaiah Likely that's already there as well. So it takes a lot of pressure off DeAndre Hopkins. So I think he'll have a good season, but I still think that the premier situation is Jackson to Flowers.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, Hopkins is definitely not what he was, but I think he'll be a good safety net. What will happen is he'll slip through the cracks. He's not fast. He never was super fast, and now he's slower than what he was when he wasn't fast, right? But his hands don't go anywhere. It's like a heavyweight punch. Like you never lose that. So he could still catch. So that will come into handy because you're forgetting Rashad Bateman too. Bateman, super fast, and he's good. So him and Flowers are gonna be deep threatening and cutting across the field when you still got to worry about Likely or Andrews, whoever is in. And sometimes they'll do a double tight end set, right? You still got to worry about Lamar running and Derrick Henry, right? So there will be plenty of opportunities for Hopkins to slip through the cracks to get that third down catch, to get that first down pass and get 6-7 yards, right? Like to opening it. So I do expect him to be there. Chemistry is a weird word to use because these are pros. Both of them been in the league forever. I'm talking about Jackson and Hopkins, where it's nothing. You run the damn route. Here's the ball. Catch it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how much more chemistry do you need? It's like they're pros. Your number one receiver, yeah, that's we practice in the dark, like Peyton Manning said. Him and Marvin Harrison used to. I don't believe that. He said we used to practice in the dark, and I could throw the ball, and he would just catch it. Yeah, right. But anyway, she was hitting all in his damn head. You know what I mean? But anyway, but the point is, that's who you need that stuff with. Andrews and him, I'm sure, have a chemistry. He's going to develop it with Likely, all of that. But I think Hopkins will help, but I don't expect him to be anything major. Like, if he's not playing for a game, their offense doesn't change a bit. Zay Flowers not there, offense changes. Henry not there, offense changes. You know what I mean? Like it's like that. Like they're major. He's not that. But I do think he'll be able to help. And, he'll slip through the cracks. He'll get a touchdown when everybody's covered. And they're like, oh, shit, who forgot this dude? You know what I mean? And he's there to catch it. It's like that kind of thing. But his hands, he's sure-handed. That's what will really help.
I think you guys nailed it in two different parts. I think to go with the latter first, I think it is that sure-handedness. I think it really is that safety net. That's where I see him like immediately. I was like, oh, this is a safety net. And I think, Gene, when you said like he still has that rep, man, it does not matter. He still has that rep. He still has the rep of DeAndre Hopkins. And you know what? If you even throw it, and if it's anywhere of a rainbow around his hand,
he can go up and get it.
He can get it, no problem. And it doesn't matter who is defending him. And I think that's it. I think it's like, he'll put in some light work, but he's going to be there. Again, Caleb's point, whether it's the defense, or if it's like, third and long, let's say. I think Hopkins is a great option when you don't want to go to your 1 and 2 because they're going to double up your 1 and 2. DeAndre's going to be there at 3 or possibly 4, depending on what the package is. So I think they're just Baltimore going to be Baltimore, man. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. Baltimore is just going to be Baltimore.
Yeah, they're gonna be a handful for anybody this season. I mean, it's just they're gonna be back in the playoffs. Listen, it's the Big Four. It's not gonna change. I don't see anything changing that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
agree.
I don't see anybody moving the Big Four. The weakest one out of them all is Burrow. Not in talent or skill. I'm not saying that because I know people be like, what are you talking about?
No.
I'm talking about team-wise.
Yeah, squad.
Overall,
Yep.
The weakest one is Burrow.
Yeah.
Like, his team is the weakest. Not saying offensively, we know he's got two of the best receivers. I just mean overall.
Yeah.
Buffalo is the stronger team than the Bengals are. That's what I'm saying. And we know the Chiefs are who they are. And then Baltimore is just a cheap squad right now.
So crazy.
It's gonna suck if they don't win it. If they not even win, if they don't get there, Lamar's gonna take a hell of a beating if they don't get there. If they lose again in one of those, please don't lose in the first round.
But, he's already lucked out. Like the leash was long in terms of like how much leeway, social media and like all the sports channels have given him. Because let's be real, man. We've talked about him every season on this pod, of some iteration of this pod, and he has locked out, and he's killed that team single-handedly, and not in a bad way. It's just like mistakes and just gets in his head and whatever. But man, if that happens again this season,
because the team they built around him, it's like, bro, they'll start saying. They'll be like, even if Jalen Hurts was on this team, he'd win another Super Bowl. They'd be killing poor Jalen. I got to start supporting him just the way that people be dogging him. I'm like, geez. Yikes. They act like anybody could win with that East Eagles team.
Yeah.
That's the narrative. Like anybody could do it. Dak Prescott.
But do we think that Carolina's Bryce Young can do it?
Yes. Bryce
I want to
can do
jump
it.
to this.
Baker. Anybody.
Now, he's going into his third year. I just want to just a blanket question. How do we feel? Do we feel he's going to be most improved or improved? Because I mentioned it early. I teased it early. Do we think he's going to be improved? Gene, let's go with you first. And then Caleeb, you stew on those thoughts because I see you looking up in the left side of your brain, which means you're being creative right now. So, Gene, what do we think? 2-15 in 2023. They lost 7 of their first 8 games last season, but they rebounded with 4 in a row in the final 9 outings. Does this mean anything for this season?
So, he seems like a nice kid, and you want to see him play well, right?
Once you got a personality, it's not going to be
good. Yeah, she's 450 pounds, but she's a really nice lady. So here's my thing. No, I actually think he'll have a better year. I don't know if he'll ever reach the status of like what you plan at to get out of your number 1 pick, right?
Well, what we all thought he was going to be.
Yeah. I think he'll have a bounce back year though compared to where he's been. I feel like he's finally got like stable coaching. For the first time in his pro career, he's got stable coaching. You've seen an improvement from him from just in last season alone, right? From week 1 to week 17. Obviously they benched him for a little bit. He came back from that benching and played better for it. This year he's got another weapon. He's got T-Mac, Tedero McMillan. We talked about him a little bit earlier. That's going to make a quarterback. He alone will make a quarterback better. Mm-hmm. I actually think he will have a better year this year. Will he ever be a Pro Bowl quarterback? I don't think that's in his cards. I just don't think he's that guy. But I do think he's going to be someone that's going to come in next year or this upcoming season, play a lot better, and give ideas of, okay, we now gotten over that hump. Now he could be our quarterback going forward. And you hope that there's improvement going forward. I don't think there will be, but you hope at this point a little bit, improvement last year, a little more improvement this year. And you just hope that trajectory keeps going. So I do think he'll have a better year than he had last year. I think it'll be the best year of his career so far will be this year.
Caleeb, we've talked a lot about Carolina, which is a lot more than Carolina's ever been talked about. What do you think? Bryce Young leading these Panthers to a land of promise?
No, they're not going to do anything. Their defense is their best opportunity. Their defense is better and can do things, right? I just think, I think Bryce is good. I think, but you gotta be great in this league, man. Like, I'm
great
just,
statement.
like good is not enough. Like, it's really not, and it's not even good enough basically in anything in life. Like, that's the part that really sucks. It's like you could be good at a lot of things, but you got to be great to survive off of it. Like, for real. You know what I mean? No, it's a real thing. And Bryce has made a whole lot of money. I'm not talking about like he can't, but I just think like to excel, the competition at that position is so high. And I just don't think, I agree with Gene, I just don't see him becoming that. Like, I see him, he's serviceable. I think he's good. He'll be better in Madden than he'll be in the real game.
He'll be better in fantasy than he is in the real game.
Yeah, it's like you'll be able to do more with him on the video game than he could do in the actual game. And it's just, I think he's good. He'll get completions. They'll win some games, but that's it. Like, they're not a threat.
He'll be in the league. He'll be a backup in 2 years.
Oh God, yes, he'll be a backup.
He'll be in the league
if they do the same thing next year. I mean, this season, if they're just mediocre, because teams have to win. Like, they want to compete. You know,
coaches only get so many years. Coaches,
that's right, and you're killing the coach's career. You're killing the offensive coordinator's career. Like, everybody looks bad when you can't. Like, you know. So it's gonna be interesting. But I just think he's good. I don't think he's gonna be great, and I think they'll just be a run of the mill regular team.
You know what's interesting about that? Like, first of all, that statement that you made at the top of this question was like, you now need to be great. To be the number one, it's such a profound but like real statement that we are in the midst of. We've all watched football in like, you know, the 90s and then early 2000s. This is different, man. This is like late 2000s. This is different, man. Like, we're in this era where we're naming 3 or 4 quarterbacks on a regular basis that are at the absolute peak of anything we've ever seen.
Yes.
Or
absolutely.
Back in the day, there might have been 1 or 2 we could name for sure.
In their prime, all at the same time. You saw this in boxing in the middleweight division with Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, and Tommy Hitman Hearns. We've seen it. We're watching it right now. Well, we saw it in tennis before. I know y'all don't care, but Federer, Nadal, right? Federer, Nadal, Andy Murray, Djokovic came later.
Sure.
Now
Andy Roddick?
Huh?
Was it Andy Roddick in that mix?
No. He was before, but he was like coming up. But they were all at tail end. But Roddick was never like those guys, right? And now you're seeing it with Yannick Sinner and Alcaraz, where there's nobody else but them. You just hope they get injured or somebody luckily beats them to even have a chance. Outside of that, so like in the AFC, it's the big 4 and there's nothing else, right? And but that level is so high. In the NFC where Bryce is, you can say whatever you want about Jalen. Okay, it's just his team and anybody can do it, but they're doing it. Jaden Daniels doing it. Homeboy up north, both of them. Jordan Love and Goff. Like Matthew Stafford, even though he's old. Like, I'm telling you, man, to compete and make your team get to that level, you have to be better than good. That's just what it is. And I just don't think that he's going to be able to do it. I just don't. Now, I could be surprised and he could do it, and then I'm looking dumb, and I'll apologize. You know, I have no problem with that. But I just think it's this thing is different, man. Yeah. It's different.
Hey, let's stay on that train and talk about the Bucks Baker Mayfield.
There will be no Mayfield slander on this podcast.
That's my guy now.
I done told y'all about that. Baker is hilarious.
Let's go to Gene. Gene, you calling out that's your guy? Go ahead, man.
Listen, as we all know, I'm down here in Orlando, about an hour and so from Tampa. I've season tickets to the Bucks. So obviously I'm a Jet fan first. Tampa is now my second home, my second team. So yeah, I love me some Baker now, man. Like, you know, obviously Fields is my guy, but Baker, man, I love me some Baker. I got the jersey. I got the Mike Evans jersey too.
What colors though? Do you have the maroon or that reddish, or do you have the white, or do you...
Red and white?
Nah. Okay.
Evans is in white. Baker in red. I gotta get the creamsicle. We'll get that eventually.
That's
I like the white creamsicle. That like the white with the creamsicle outlines.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get that soon eventually too. I think Baker is going to be just fine. They gave him another weapon in this receiver they just drafted out of Ohio State. Hopefully, I know there's some issues with Tristan Wirfs, his injury status, but I think they're going to have a great year this year. I think they win the South. I think he's able to build off of a strong 2025, and I think he's, for years. And this is where you can kind of say, okay, there's some hope for a player like Bryce Young, because we thought at one point Baker didn't have it,
right?
But Baker has shown over the last few years that he's got it. And I think we're just waiting for the other shoe to pull off, and maybe it's just some flukiness that's happened the last couple of years. But no, I think he's established himself as a top quarterback in the league. I'm not going to say top 5. No, I'm not saying that.
He's not top 10.
You don't think he's a top 10 quarterback?
No. I mean, well, you know what? We could, and he probably will be if we actually go through the names. And I'm like, yeah. But I don't consider him in that.
Yeah,
I hear. He doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it, but I think he is. I think because even if you look in the NFC, you got a couple of guys in the NFC, but it's just that the AFC is so top heavy that the NFC just doesn't seem like maybe like
he's probably in there. He's probably in between
like
8,
9 or
9,
10.
10.
Yeah.
Like
and that's fine. That's what they if he's that the Bucs they're in a weak division to begin with. That's what the Bucs really need, man. They just need him to play good football. As long as he can play really good football, they'll be fine. I know we talked a little bit before about we need to be great, but
no.
It's also built. It's also based on that team around him, right? He just play really good football. He'll be fine. He's somebody that puts the team on his back. You never hear him throw people under the bus. He's a leader in that clubhouse. He's a leader in the community. And go ahead.
Okay, no. Because see, we got to define great then, right? Well, at least let me define what I mean. It's not just your gameplay. It's also this thing we call heart. Yep. Right?
And he's got that.
What? And that's how he's been able to sustain a career with not being as good
or as big.
Because you watch him and you can't say he's not trying. You can't say you can't say he doesn't care. You can't.
He leaves it all on the field.
Right. You're watching him. He's like Rudy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's out there. He's giving it his all. That is inspiring. He is a leader. You'll see him on the sideline going up and down, talking to the team. Like, you don't see that with Bryce. That's what I'm talking about. Like, those are the tangibles that make you great. The reason why KD doesn't get the love he does in the NBA is because he don't have that thing there. He's got all the skills. You can't find a more skilled player. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more skilled player in the NBA than Kevin Durant. But what does he lack? That thing. And that would be the thing that would take him over the top, where he would get the love that he wants, that he feels he deserves, right? That's what Bryce is missing. Baker has it in spades.
You know what? Sorry, Caleeb, to cut you off, because you're making such an amazing point. And I think to that end, I'm thinking of like one player who had both of those spectrums that you guys just mentioned about. He has the Bryce thing, and he has the Baker Mayfield thing, and that's Trevor Lawrence. Mm-hmm. Trevor Lawrence had the Baker Mayfield in like years 1 through 3, and now he's like Bryce Young, where he's just like this weird anomaly. Sure, all kinds of things that have been around him, outside forces on the team, but he's been that, and it's like if he stuck with it, maybe.
Here's the thing with Trevor. His confidence got rocked.
Yep.
Agreed.
His confidence is rocked. So when you don't feel that you're that guy, you can't be. And that's the thing. That's what happened with KD. They got in his head. They told him, you ain't great because you had to go to that team. You ain't no good because you always, right? So he believes it. See, people can say whatever they want. It only matters when you believe it.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what happened. Trevor is shook because he's believing what is being said about him. Bryce believes everything they say about him. Mm-hmm. That's why you can see it. Baker ain't never gave a shit what his mama said.
Dude, Baker played in Cleveland for 4 seasons, so he's gone through. I think that was probably the best thing that ever happened to him in his career.
He was almost out of the league.
Yes,
he wasn't even on a team for a few weeks there in one of those seasons. Remember, Nelly picked him up with Scrappy.
That's my point.
Put him in at the end of the season, and he had a great game. And that's what got him, I think, I think that's what allowed him to go to Tampa, is having that great game in LA that one night. It was one night in LA. He wasn't even on a team I think did he sign with that team that week?
Yes, it was something like that.
It was like he wasn't even on the team that week. And then they signed him up that scrap heap that week. They put him in. He had a great game. That's what got him his opportunity in Tampa the following year. And he's been electric.
That's what got him $100 million. Baker said, if they put me in the game, we'll win state. Ain't no doubt in my mind.
And you told me
there.
Those mountains over there?
Quarter mile, big skin, a quarter mile, baby. Like, you gotta have that delusion, because it's only a delusion until it happens. When it happens, you're a genius, right? Yep. Like, that's all it is. And I'm telling you, people don't put enough on that, because we make fun of people that believe it, right? When we don't see the production of it. But I'm telling you, it goes hand in hand with the skill. Baker's always been good, probably not great, but because he believes he is great, he performs great on some nights where Bryce doesn't. Trevor's got he's like the Kevin Durant. What could you want more in a quarterback than that? Yeah. He's even got the hair.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what more could you want? Right? But his confidence got shook. I saw that dude come back from 5 touchdowns down in a playoff game and win it. Right? I've seen it. So I know he's got it. He just don't believe it. And he believes everything everybody's saying. And that, to me, changes it. If Lamar Jackson believed what people said, he wouldn't be playing no more. If Josh Allen believed what people said, he wouldn't be playing.
Oh, that's not fair.
No, because Josh has only started getting love these past couple seasons. They've been hating on Josh. You know that. Like, they're like, look at him. He chokes. He throws all these interceptions when they need it. Like, they were killing him.
That's fair. The last few years, though, he's been their golden boy.
Yeah.
Goat Mahomes has been. Listen, here's the thing about Patrick, and here's what I'll say. That's a good thing about him. If he believed all the hype they said about him, he wouldn't try so hard. There's a difference with Patrick. He's like, they say I'm no.
But like, even that though, they're still ragging on him, regardless.
They're
still ragging on him, and he's still coming out, and he's still trying hard. To your point,
absolutely. The only one who don't get really dissed is Joe Burrow. They just love Joe.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I think it's the blonde tips. I don't know what it is. He don't get no. Everybody loves Joe, and I love Joe.
Also, too, with Joe Burrow, he just does not get frazzled, man.
He doesn't.
Yeah. I think he's going to play the same way come Sunday that he would have played regardless of what you say. He doesn't let anything get under his skin. He's cool as Joe. Again,
that's what you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have to.
He's unflappable.
You got to keep those horse blinders are, as they would say, because if you don't, man, it'd ruin everything. And that's what I think is the difference between, because skill-wise, I'm sure Bryce Young could go to the park and he would look like Warren Moon in his prime. Like, I bet he could make every throw with velocity and all types of stuff.
My favorite quarterback as a kid growing up, Warren Moon.
Yeah, Warren Moon.
Love the Oilers, bro.
Oilers, yep.
But again, what I'm saying is, but then the game comes and right, because oh my God, what if I mess up? They all say I'm gonna mess up. They say I'm gonna throw an interception. What if I throw an interception? And then the second you do it, you're done, right? So that's what I think is like the biggest difference between these top 10 quarterbacks and everybody else.
Well, look, we're on our way out of here, but just to finalize what we said, just to put a capital T or a dot and I in this last thing about Baker Mayfield. This guy, he finished third for yards with 4,500 yards. Let's not forget. And he was tied for second with.
He's never been afraid to throw the football.
No, he's got that Brett Favre thing in him.
Yeah, he's never been afraid to throw the football. That's never been Baker's problem. Baker don't care. He's gonna give it up there. If they pick it, they pick it.
Yeah,
he's that guy.
Yeah. Great. Hey, speaking of them guys, we're talking about the NBA schedule came out yesterday. I believe. There's a whole lot of fun going on. Let's talk about a couple matchups that you guys are excited for. I'll start in case you haven't thought of anything at the moment. One of the big games, October 21, the Rockets at Thunder. This is the one game, the first home game that Oklahoma gets to raise the banner for the very first time in Oklahoma. They get their rings for the very first time. They're going to receive it. Wild part about this, Houston finished second in the West last season. And on top of that, they went and got some weapons in the name of who you just mentioned, Caleeb, Kevin Durant, because now they are out for blood. Last year, they floundered. Right at the end, they finished, and it just didn't work out for them. But I don't think that's going to be the case. It can't be the case this season. So October 21, 7 p.m. Eastern, Rockets Thunder. I'm going to throw another one out there. Let's go with, I have a couple of games here. Man, let's go with January 5, a couple days after my birthday. It'll be happy birthday to me. Knicks at Pistons.
Mine too. Mine's the 3rd.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, you guys are right next to each other.
Yeah. Knicks at Pistons. Hey, man, this rivalry, it might be back.
It is.
There's a bunch
Pistons
of unpleasantries between the two teams, and so this might be a lot of fun. New York obviously won their series in 6 games, but man, it got scary for a second for the Knicks. And so I'd love to see these two duke it out again. That's January 5, Knicks and Pistons. Who wants to go next? Gene, what do you got? You got a couple teams?
I got one thing I got some games that I look forward to seeing. I think Durant going back to Phoenix, even with the fact that didn't work out, and he was just there last year. Anthony Davis going back to LA, which I believe those are like the same week. November 24th, Durant goes back to Phoenix. November 28th, AD goes back to LA. Also, too, the Pat Riley statue that's going to get unveiled in LA is on February, I think, 22nd against the Cavaliers. I wonder if that's anything like. Is it weird that that's the team that LeBron's closely associated with? He's your star, and you're doing it on that day. I don't know. I feel like it's weird. It's just an odd connection. I don't know. Maybe it's me. But also, here's just a thought that I had coming out of just seeing the schedule is, and again, I know they're not going to be what they were the last couple of years because they have the big injury of Jason Tatum. I'm just surprised to see Boston still it's still a marquee, right? It's still a marquee franchise. I'm just surprised to not see them on any marquee days. No MLK Day, no Christmas Day, not in the opener.
What happens when your star goes down, man?
NBA's all
and I get that. I 100% get that. And if Jason Tatum played for the Minnesota Timberwolves, or if it was Anthony Edwards out for the Minnesota Timberwolves for the year, I would get them not getting a major spot still, right? But it's still the Boston Celtics, one of the top 2 marquee teams in the league. I'm surprised it's only 1 year off.
They got to have a face to put up there.
Yeah.
I feel like
all the games. So you look at all the games on Christmas. Every single one of them has a picture of an NBA star.
If LeBron was hurt and say but
they got Luka.
No, but I'm gonna say go back to let's go to last year. If LeBron would have had his ACL torn and was gonna miss the whole season, LA probably would have still gotten some.
Nope. You don't think so? They would still got their Christmas game because they already scheduled it. But what would have happened is they would have said the Warriors and Lakers Christmas Day, and it has just been a picture of Steph Curry dribbling the ball, the big one.
But that's what they didn't do it for Boston.
That's what I swear. I'm trying to tell you, man. Yeah. NBA is all.
But they didn't do that but that's what I'm saying. But they could have done that for Boston.
Yeah, but Boston.
And again, I'm no fan of Boston. You guys know that.
No, I know that, and
I don't think Boston has that. Listen. I understand what you're saying, Gene, and neither of us are fighting you or pushing back on this. It's just the logistics of the NBA, and it's like there's something about the magic of LA, of the Lakers, and I'm non-biased as well, non-partisan. There's something about the magic of LA. So regardless of, and LeBron's LeBron, Luka's Luka, but just that market is so massive that they're going to keep that game if he goes down. But to Caleeb's point, whoever the star is on that other team, that's going to be the front runner or the leader, because it's just you can't deny that market.
I'm just talking about how they sell it or market the game. That's all I'm talking about.
Sure.
And I get I 100% get where you guys are coming from. I just thought maybe that team still had some cachet to it just because
it does. They're just not going to market and promote it because they don't have the star. And they don't want to use, what's his name?
Brown?
Yes. They don't want, the NBA just doesn't like him.
It seems it.
It's like,
it seems it.
They just do not market that dude. They will not, because you feel like it should be nothing. They put him up there. They don't.
And one other thing too, and this is more of a personal thing. Second year in a row, could be third. I just noticed it the last 2 years. The Knicks only have one game in Orlando. I'm down here now. I got Orlando season tickets. I was hoping I was going to get 2 Knicks games. I get 1.
I didn't think it was going to be that personal.
Then you better be there.
I only got damn seats so I can go to these Knicks games.
There it is.
I get 1.
Yeah.
Caleeb, what do you got?
You know what's crazy is I want to see the Mavs Lakers is good because everybody's talking about AD, but it's Luka too. And it's Cooper Flag, who I think is overrated, but we're going to see, right? Yeah. Like, that's going to be a heck of a game because it's not just Luka, it's skinny Luka now.
Yeah.
Right?
True. That's
so
marketable.
we're going to, so it's the reason why he was traded is because he was not a player that would take his health, his conditioning seriously. Now he seems to have done that. It's going to be interesting to see. And you saw what he did when he came back to Dallas. He lit them up. We'll see what happens now, right? Like, it's going to be very interesting to see that game and watch what the storyline that happens behind it. I'm very interested to see what Luka does this season as a player because him losing the weight may hurt his ability to post up and bump. You know, Luka uses his body a lot. When he don't have the weight, does that change, right? Is he going to improve defense? I don't think so. But it's just, it's going to be interesting. So I'm very interested to watch those games, right? Like to see for him how this new physique and everything happens for him. That KD with the Rockets is interesting, but the team I'm more interested in watching is them San Antonio Spurs. They look like they've done some things where they may come out. I heard there's a dude from France who put on 25 pounds of muscle. That's not good. I'm telling you now.
Not for anybody else.
You don't want that dude to be going around looking like Giannis and playing because now you got a serious problem with that team.
If he put on that kind of weight and still maintain the same kind of skill,
allegedly.
So if he did that and still maintains the same skill set,
come on, man.
That's MVP quality.
Come on, exactly.
Hands down.
And the team is already stacked.
Yeah.
Like
with young talent.
Exactly. Ain't nobody.
Dylan Harper, Castle.
Come on, man.
Aaron Fox is young, and he's like the old man in the room.
Exactly. That's my point.
I'm getting my Spurs hat today. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting a Spurs hat today.
They're going to be a problem that once they grow into men. Like, let's put it that way. I don't mean it like in.
I know what you mean.
Men bodies, right? And that team, if they keep it together, will run the NBA for a few years.
It'd be exciting. Like that Sacramento squad from 2 seasons ago. We were just over the moon about.
They could be like a multiple NBA title. They can go on. That could be a multiple NBA title run once they know who they are as men and players, and they keep it together. That could be your next dynasty right there.
Well, I mean, it's just they're going to be competitive, extremely competitive.
Well, I think they'll be competitive this year. I'm not saying this year. I'm saying.
I think they will be this year. I think they will be.
I'm saying, I think, give me 2 more years. This is a dominant team.
Yeah.
Dominant.
And you know what? We didn't even have to give you 2 years. All we gave you was 1 week, and we were a dominant team on the airwaves right here. The 4 of us were here. Wudi had to bounce, but we did the thing anyway. So you know what? That is going to cap it for us. Man, what a fun time that was, boys. It was great to have all 4 of us here, forming like Voltron, doing the thing, going out into the galaxy and to the unknown. Weekend words before we jump out of here. Gene FitzMagic, weekend words.
Nothing, man. Just excited for football. Go enjoy some preseason games if you can this weekend. Hopefully everybody's teams stay healthy. It's always the scariest part of the preseason. You love seeing some of the young talent that gets a chance to play, but hopefully everybody stays healthy. And a couple more weeks, and then we're there. So let's just everyone stay healthy for a couple more weeks until we get to the season.
Nice.
The long season. And I was just saying, I'm watching Canada, Venezuela, Little League World Series. I'm all into that. I love watching these kids play. It's so crazy, but I enjoy it. So I'm watching that right now. I would say just have a great sports weekend. Watch the kids, support the little kids out there playing baseball. And the UFC big fight tomorrow. Let me I don't know all y'all in the chat who y'all going for, but I'm it's gonna be a good one. But I'm hoping Hazmat pulls it out. So we shall see.
There it is. Hey, and to the upwards of 50 listening or watching, however you've been consuming the pop-off, thank you very much for that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all the social things to help us out, because we will be back. In behalf of me, I just want to say Wu-Tang is for the children. If you know, you know. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.